So in previous session, we were completed like direct REST inbound web service. So then
Yes.
on that we found there was a limitation like based on priority thing, third party tool is sending. I just want to set impact, urgency, and priority 3 fields. However, in direct web
Mm-hmm.
services, we can do one-to-one mapping. So we wasn't able to set impact, urgency, and priority all three based on priority. So
Right.
now we will switch to import set web services. So import
Okay.
set web services is something in this we got a kind of intermediate place where we can intercept the data which is sent by third party tool, okay, to our web service, so that we
Mm-hmm.
can transform it what is required in service now target table, actual table. Here we are taking the example of incident and we can put the correct data there.
Mm.
So what we can do in this, you can see my screen, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So here to do that, we type here inbound. If you will type inbound, so under inbound web services, you will find this create new. So when you need to
Okay.
create an import set inbound web service, if you remember previously in direct web services, we didn't did this all things, right? We just
No.
went to
Yes.
REST API Explorer because they were by default published by ServiceNow, but they have
Okay.
certain limitations. Now, to overcome that limitation, we have a further option called import set web services or inbound web services. So,
Mm-hmm.
how to create the inbound web services and publish that so that a third party tool can consume it and create the request in your instance.
Okay.
So you need to go to an system web services, and under that inbound, you will see create new. Just click on that, then this form will be open. Now you
Okay.
can give a name to your web services, like I am going to give create incident. Okay. Then here you can select your target table. Target table is
Okay.
something where exactly your incident need to be created. So it should go to
Incident table.
incident table. So I will select my table. If you are integrating like CMDB or any other table, you will have to select that table.
So in CMDB case, which table? The parent task base table, right?
It,
CMDB underscore CI.
it depends like if where you want to put your data. So if it is server,
Okay.
then you may need to select server. If it is Linux server, then maybe Linux table. So what you are integrating based on that, you need to select that.
Okay.
Okay, now what you can do, you can select save this, and then basically you need to create the fields in your kind of import set table. Okay, so
Okay.
let's say previously we were sending the data of this priority and all those things. So when the third party tool will be sending that data, you need to hold that data somewhere.
When you, yeah, in the staging table, right?
Yeah, staging table, because import set web services is something extension to your normal transform map and import set, all those concepts. So basically what happens here, we previously, if you remember, we were publishing the API of incident table. Okay.
Uh-huh.
However, we will not publish the API of incident table now. We will
Mm-hmm.
publish the API of our import set table. So
Okay.
what we are trying to design here are import set web services and a import set table exactly. And when we are designing a table, that means we need to create some fields also in that, so that whatever data is coming from third party tool can sit in those fields, right?
So,
So
mm-hmm.
you have two options. Either use this, copy all the fields of your target table. So whatever field here will be an incident, they all will be created on your import set table. Or if you want to create some specific field, only 5, 10 field on your import set table, then do not select this. Create the table. Once table is created, then either create the field manually in your import set table, those 5, 6 field, or you can do one thing, or you can basically load your Excel through any shortcut. Basically, you can create those fields. So right now, what I am going to do, I am just going to copy the fields. So all the fields of incidents are going to be created on this import set table as well.
So this staging and import set table is same, right?
Yeah, this is approximately similar. There is one difference why we are doing through this inbound web services. We could directly go and create a normal import set table, right? So there is a difference when you create an import set table for web services, and there is a difference when you create a web like import set table for normal data import. That I will tell you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So for import integration, if you need to create the web kind of import set table, then you always need to come under system web services and create new. Okay. I am copying all the field. Once I will click create. So it is submitting. Okay. So this is my web service import set table has been created. Now what I need to do, I need to create the transform map. Now what will happen? What I can do, I can publish the API and my data will come to import set table. Now that data need to be transformed to target table, and that is incident table. So to transform the data, what we use import set table, right? Sorry, we use transform map. To transform the data of import set table to target table, we use transform map. What we will do, we will save this and we will create a transform map. So if I come here, so we will continue with our previous use case. So we need to map caller ID, category, assignment group, and this description, comment, and priority. So let's just create the field map for these. What I will do, I will go here and create a new field map.
So we're creating a transform map, right?
Yes. What I will do, I will select caller ID and map caller ID with caller ID.
But since we have taken the same fields, so again, do we need to create this map?
You can use the auto map, but thing is we just need to map few fields, and there will be a lot of kind of fields on incident table, and they all will be mapped. Then you have to kind of delete those. So I just need to map these fields as per my use case. So that's why I'm manually creating.
But in both the tables, the field name would be same, right? Since we have copied.
Yes, mostly. So if you will use the auto map, it will kind of automatically map, but they will be there will be extra fields. So I will submit this. Where is my...
And why we use fixed script?
No, I am just putting here so that you can see nothing related to this.
Okay, there is no role of fixed script as such, right?
No. I just used a tab to put this thing.
Okay.
Nothing like that. It's no use.
Yeah.
Name name of my website. Another thing I will map is next field we need to map category. Category to category. These callies and all, I think, you are already aware of transformer.
Just tell me once. It's like unique
Yeah,
identifier,
unique
right?
thing. Yeah, unique identifier. So it basically help you to avoid the duplicate report creation. That is strong. All these
So we don't
are,
need to select this.
if you are going to use kind of same for insert or update, then you need to define the police one field. But as we are using this for create, so you need not to define it.
Okay.
So next thing is assignment group.
Choice action is always ignore, not create.
I just want, like, it depends on your use case. If you want like the assignment group sent by third party tool, if it doesn't exist in your group table, then create it. Then you will select create. I don't want
Okay.
that to be created in my target table.
Okay.
Choice action is used in transformer in case of choice field or a reference field. So that means like if there is a no choice in a particular field and it was sent by third party tool, what do you want? You want to create, ignore, or what? So that is it is. And similarly for reference field, if that
Okay.
if data doesn't exist in the reference table, what you want to do? Sort description with sort description. So see, as sort description is sort description, we have a string field here, then description, comment, and priority.
So why this comment and work note field is different if we have copied?
Incident, we see comments and work notes common field they use, I think.
But in staging table also it should be there, right? It's a different name.
This it's selected wrong. This is import set table.
Okay.
Select here, comments. So last one is priority. Okay. Now once kind of you are done with your service, now you need to publish your API. So publishing means sharing a credential and endpoint. So
URL.
again, when you will go to your web service which we created through system web
Mm-hmm.
services, here you will find again option to REST API Explorer. You can click on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then from here, if you will go, your table will automatically select it.
Yeah.
Same import set table. Then again, you can create your
Body.
yeah. So if I say short description, test description, category, caller ID.
So this giving the value will not make any difference, right? We just software service desk test whatever we are writing.
Yeah, so it
So
would be
and
like what value they want to send. So they will be kind of real-time values, but they will be kind of in sync. So let's say they are sending A, B, C, D in category. Will that make any sense? No, because what category in your incident that should come.
but even if you are writing software, it will not be software, right?
There is a software category, right?
But it could be different from third party.
Yeah. So that's what you need to do the mapping. So they need to send what you have in service now only. So ideally, if they all these high level category mostly, if it is a hardware, then hardware obviously. So maybe if there are some difference, then you have to do the mapping. So if let's say if they are creating a iPhone incident, so you will have to tell them if you are creating iPhone in your system, if it is the iPhone category, but you have to send us as a hardware.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of discussions will happen, and you need to do the proper mapping. Because otherwise it will not map here. You can map only these choices. So maybe they have called as a hardware system, right? So if they will send the hardware system, your service now will not set it. So maybe you have to decide what you want them to send. You have to tell them, okay? So this category and the reference field, obviously you have always, you both team need to decide like what value should come. Because apart from these, any value will come, it will not work.
So so setting up this API thing, so we can select any choice value, right, from the category.
Yeah, any choice value you can ask them to send. But they need to send out of these only.
But if they don't, if they have something extra or they don't have it, then
So you have to do the mapping. You have to ask customer what if they are sending XYZ, then what in service now need to be set. So in those cases, you need to write the code.
That is the third step, huh?
Yeah. Okay. Now what I will do, I will send it. So see, it is giving the response, okay, incident is successfully created, and then this is the incident number. So that means now your API is ready, import set API. This one you can publish. So basically the work level and the like concept, all those things changed when you come to import set API. Getting my point? So this has set as software. Now coming to your point, like if they want to set XYZ, they don't have this one, then you have to come to an agreement. Okay, if they are sending the XYZ, then what category of service now should set? So then you cannot do basically one-to-one mapping. You have to make use of this code, and you have to deactivate that category. So here, if I go, I need to remove this. Now what I will do, I will write this run script here, and I will say, then basically you will have to ask them, okay, what expected value they will be sending. So basically both team need to come to a kind of conclusion. Okay, they will be sending 5 values, that will be ABC, EFG, and all those. So, and then you have to map, create a mapping corresponding to those ABC in your system, and you have to write the script here. So like you have to put like if source category. So the source is a kind of object which gives you all the fields of import set table. So if they are sending like A, B, C, then let's say you have decided as per your agreement, like in my system, it should be field target dot, what I will say, category is equal to hardware.
So import set table still will show that ABC, huh?
Yeah, they will be
Source.
sending ABC. Yes. So source means this field is of source table, that is import set table. So they will put the data in import set table, and then I will check. Okay, if the import in the import set table there is a record inserted by third party tool, and if the category of that record is ABC, then we don't have ABC in service now. We decided both like mutually decided, like if they will send ABC or whatever valid value is there, then in my incident ticket it should be hardware. Then what I am doing, I am saying like target. Target is something, my target table. So that is again an object which gives you kind of fields and other things related to your target record, and that is of incident record. So that's what I am saying, like target dot category, set it to hardware. Then similarly you can write else if I will say if they are sending, let's say XYZ, then what I need to do, I need to, let's say, set the software.
This U underscore category and dot category, so that is from where we got it. I mean U underscore category, how can I get it?
This is import set field table field. So if you will go to your this U underscore import set table, you will see this field there, and you can copy the backend name.
Okay.
And as this is the out of box field, so that's why it's a category.
Is this like a custom table created?
Obviously, import set table is a custom table, right? We just created it as part of our web service.
So we can find it under tables.
Yes.
Okay.
So now we can map like similar to this. But if this kind of requirement, what you explained just now, we cannot make use of direct web services, as well as you cannot use this direct field maps. So again, this is how we use the import set web services. Because if you thought this one, if you think about this one, can you do this using the direct web service?
No.
No, because direct web service require exact value what is in your service now. But there are certain cases where third party tool is not going to send what is in your field, what service now require in a particular field. In those cases, you need to come up with a solution where you can kind of interrupt the data sent by them and set it or convert it in the form of what service now understands. So that's what we are saying. Like if the category source is sending something else, but in service now corresponding to that, I want to set hardware. Similarly, for something else, I just want to set software, right? So now again we will go to our web service, and what we will do, clear the response. Again I will send a request, and I will go to this incident. So now see, everything is set, but do you see the software set here? No,
No.
because now we remove the field mapping and our code doesn't understand software. But as part of request, we have sent category as software. So now that means what we agreed, that our API support. So if they are going to send anything else, it's not going to work. So now, but if I will send it as like ABC, because that is what was agreed, right? So if I send ABC, now if I will open this incident, so if you see, it's at hardware now. And if you will see your code, if they are sending ABC, then what we are saying, set it to hardware. Right? So basically, there are many scenarios where you will be getting these kind of requirement where basically client or server is sending some not server, client side, or we will say a third party tool basically is sending some other data, but in service now we need to send some other, set some other data in our target field table or target field. In those cases, we cannot use direct web services. We have to find a place where we can kind of read that data, make some decisions, and then set data. So that is why we started using this import set services, because you get a transform map where you can kind of put the validations on the data and set required data. Similarly, if we remember this part, we want, if priority was sent as 1, then we want the impact and urgency to be set as 1 as well. So we cannot do it through one-to-one mapping, because mapping can be done to one field. So what I need to do, I can write a code here. So what I can say, I put source dot priority is equal to 1. Then I want target dot impact equal to 1, target dot urgency equal to 1. Similarly, let's say if source is sending 2, then you want to set some value for that one as well. So if I will,
Yeah. But I think we don't need to select string, right? It should be value, u underscore priority.
We have to check what
value.
exactly it is coming. If it's kind of is true, so we have to check it. Else, if so, let's say if they are sending it 2, then I want it to
To
be set as to like again you need to define your metrics
correct.
according to your client what you want. So those values
Mm-hmm.
you can set. Similarly, you can use other else if or if.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
now what I will do, I will save this, and again I will try to send the request.
Have we selected any priority in the top? And
Yeah, there was one.
okay, okay.
I think it's
Still not.
what is happening?
I think at the top we don't have any priority selected there.
I think it is. Oh, I thought I did. Okay.
Yeah.
I will say here priority is 1.
Hmm. 9.
See,
Yeah.
so it has set 3 values. So now
Hmm.
again we couldn't if we tried we couldn't do it through direct web services or like field map. So that is where the benefit of these inbound web services or import set web services like import set inbound web services. Sorry for the last sentence. So
Okay.
we can make use of import set inbound web services because here you can write the import set scripts to modify the data in a correct format, do the validations and all those things you can make use of. Okay.
Hmm.
So any doubt, any question here?
So now the question is, if suppose in the real time scenario, right? So what information we need to share if suppose there is another tool, any ticketing tool,
Yeah.
from where we need to set up this
So
integration.
if
Yeah.
you remember in the direct in case of direct web services, what we were sharing with them,
This endpoint and authentication
and one more thing,
request body.
request body. Same thing you need to share it here as well. However, now your endpoint is going to be of import set table.
This, right? This, yeah.
So what you can do, I will put here.
But I don't understand one thing. We have got the ticket created in our target table. Even there is no third party has sent any details.
So this is what this REST API Explorer service now has provided to test your web service. So it is acting as third-party tool as of now.
So there is no need of Postman, as you mentioned, like for testing.
Postman is also required. Like you can either test it through Postman or you can test it through REST API Explorer. So REST API Explorer, you see, you didn't need to pass any credential, anything. So that means you are working. But what if your credentials are not working? So you need to test those things as well, right? Maybe even if you are providing the credential, your credentials are not working or any issue could be there. So to test that, you need to switch to Postman only. Postman will give you actual real third-party experience because this is again inbuilt in ServiceNow and SAMP. It is easy and handy to use and generate your kind of REST API endpoint content and all those things. Okay.
Because with this information, we are also generating this endpoint and also doing the testing, you mean?
Yeah. So see, if I am developing my API, see, I am developing API side by side and I am testing side by side. If you see, that's what we were doing, right? We were developing our API, we were making a change and then we were testing it. Side by side, we were doing both the things. So that's why ServiceNow has provided you REST API. So you can kind of, while you are designing an API, if you want to test it, okay, whether what is the output, how it is working, whether it's working correct or not, you can make use of REST API Explorer. Or you can do this through Postman as well. But another benefit of this REST API Explorer is to generate your endpoint, exactly what endpoint should be there, what content, what all those things. This thing you cannot do through Postman, right? Either you manually write it, okay, table it
So we
and
need
all.
to come here, right? We need to come here for sure.
Yeah, it is easy to use, right? You got all the things ready made. You just select it through fields. You need not to take care about the JSON and all those things. So ServiceNow tried to make like of easy things. So you need not to, you just type as a normal person. You, if you even don't know how to create a JSON and all those things, you just select the field, put the value, and ServiceNow will automatically generate the JSON for it.
Now, when we share this information to the third-party tool, right? I mean, the request body, see this U assignment group equal to service desk also, but they will have their own name, right?
That's what we said. You need to come up with kind of mapping with them. If they are sending X, then what you need to set as Y, Z.
I mean, if suppose in the real-time scenario, we just share this information, and if there is any incident created on their end, whatever data they will have, it will show here. Corresponding, right?
Yeah.
So URL
again, for these reference fields and all, you need both team need to define a mapping. Maybe sometimes some client come to a conclusion, okay, as both teams has different assignment groups and all, so what we will do, we will kind of just assign each task to a kind of integration team, and then that team will decide where it need to go. A fixed group. We will ask them to send a fixed group always.
Okay, like service desk or some other group.
Whatever it could be. Again, it varies scenario to scenario. Now, another scenario could be, we want, okay, if you are sending category as X and Y and Z, then send this assignment group. If you are sending category as ABC, then send this assignment group. These kind of mapping need to be done. So either they will be handled by ServiceNow coding part, or they will be handled by third-party coding part.
Okay.
In ServiceNow, how can you make use of code? That what I showed you. Okay. Again, sometimes assignment group doesn't come. Maybe see, customer already has set up all the assignment rule and all, like if by default category is coming software, then ticket should go to XYZ group. In ServiceNow, automatically assignment rules are there, right? So which assign the ticket automatically based on certain things. So we are asking them to send the correct category and subcategory. So as soon as ticket will be created in ServiceNow with that category and subcategory, your system's assignment rule will run and assign it directly to that group. So very scenario.
Business rule, right?
No, assignment rule, not business rule. Assignment rule is for the auto assigning assignment. Okay.
But how we do create that assignment rule?
It's here a module called assignment rule. You can select the condition and then tell like which group it need to be assigned.
Oh, in the incident, right? Assignment group will be auto selected, you mean?
Yeah. So this is like, you can write for any table and system. So you can, like, if you are writing an assignment rule for incident, so this is, I think you would have covered in admin part. So here, if you will come here, you can put the condition like category as hardware. So this kind of assignment rule, in some client environment, there might be this kind of assignment rule defined. So
okay.
What I will do, so like if any incident in their environment getting created as a category as hardware, then I just want that to be assigned to maybe application development team. So now, even if we will what we will do, we will not ask them to send any group. What I will do, I will remove this, but still you will see the ticket will get assigned to a group.
Correct group.
If I will open this incident now. Okay, why assignment rule didn't work? Maybe
there is no assignment rule, right?
No, we just written. I'm not sure. We have to troubleshoot it. So these kind of scenarios also comes into the picture.
Okay.
Where based on certain. Okay, I think what is the category? Hardware. Okay, maybe this we need to traverse. So again, that is what I said, it varies. It is not necessary, it is not mandatory. You always need assignment group from third party tool. It is kind of mutual agreement or client process. Maybe they always want service desk to be sent as a fix, then service desk will decide to which group it need to go. Maybe this assignment rule case can be there. Right now it didn't work, maybe that we need to troubleshoot it, why it didn't work. So if already all the assignment rules and all are set up in client environment, they don't want third party tool to send the assignment group, because they want they will be keep on running based on what assignment rule has been set in their system. Third case could come like there could be a mapping between two tools, like if this is a category of hardware or X or other parameter, then send this assignment group, and all those things comes into the picture. So in terms of sharing, what now you need to set the import set API, and then your this content type. Obviously you will send okay, so content type you can send them and then your JSON.
Do we need to understand at their side what they need to do, or we just need to understand till this point?
We need, in case of inbound, you just need to understand till this point, because you, even if you will try, you cannot understand each and every tool. Today you are integrating with Remedy, tomorrow you are integrating with Jira, after that you are integrating with the XYZ tool, after that maybe another tool. So you need to understand the concept. You need not to understand each and every tool. You need to understand what you are going to be in that scenario. You are going to be inbound. Okay, then you need to be aware of this, what we were learning since last 2 sessions, I think, like how you can utilize ServiceNow inbound web services. Because in case of inbound web services, you need to be the publisher. So you need to publish these APIs. So you need to be aware of these APIs, these methods, because they will vary according to what requirement client is giving. Okay, if it is a kind of one-to-one mapping, obviously you can go with direct. But if it is a requirement, what we are trying to implement here, like we need to intercept the data in between, then you will switch to import set all those things. So basically, thumb rule is you need to understand these things. How ServiceNow inbound web services work in case of inbound, like how now they are going to configure all this in their tool. It's not being a ServiceNow person, your job. It's that team's job. Because as per the standard things, you just, when you are going to act as an inbound, you need to share mainly these and authentication details.
So when we share this, authentication details also, right?
Yes.
So I'll like user ID and password of we'll create one integration user kind of thing.
Yeah.
What is the format? Simple user ID and password. I will share
it will be simple user ID and password, and you need to give a role. That's all. So basically, you need to understand the concept. Whatever tool is coming, you need to just think about this. You need to first think about what type of inbound web service you need to use. That you will have to analyze the requirement, analyze the scenarios, discuss with the client, discuss with third party tool, do the workshop, and then you have to come up with, okay, you need to go with direct inbound web services, import set, or we will come to the scripted as well, that one. Then based on that, you need to work on those web services designing part. Like if it is an import set, then you need to create an import set table, and maybe you need to write some codes in that based on what discussions you are going to have. Like we have written a sample code here, then maybe some field maps and all those things standard. And once you are done with that, you may be able to test it through REST API Explorer or Postman, and then you need to ultimately share these things. Now behind this, what code is running, customer is not, like third party tool is not going to bother. Okay, they are bothered about sending this part to you, but using this, what code you have written in your service now, they are not going to take care about it.
Right. So if suppose we will share this information to third party, so after that, whenever they send some data, so it will be stored in our staging table
Yes.
and automatically in our target table using our transform map.
Yeah. So one thing I just wanted to tell you. So, did you remember at the initially when we started this session, I said I need to create this import set for web services through like web services module, not the regular import set. You remember? So reason behind that is, did you ever tried importing data through import set?
No, I did not.
Okay. In that, basically what you need to do, you need to click on load data, then you will load the data in your table, and then you have to manually
that part I have not done it actually, this thing.
After maybe you need to cover that. So I am just giving you a brief overview. So basically you need to load the data, and then load out data will come to your import set table, and then you have to manually click transform. But did you observe here, you need to click on transform, then data going to your incident table? No, right? It is automatically going to incident table. So basically transform map is running automatically. Correct. But when you load the data through Excel, transform map doesn't run automatically. Like as soon as you data loaded, it will automatically transform. You have to click on transform button. There is a button comes that we will call like transform. You have to click on that, then only data will get transformed. So that is basically we call as a asynchronous import sets. Okay. However, for the web services, you always need to create synchronous type of transform map. Okay. If you see here, synchronous REST transformation. These are two types of kind of modes in import set. Basically, this is not related to anything specific. This is just general import set concept. So you see this mode field here. When you will be doing it through Excel or any manual thing, you will be seeing here as asynchronous. Okay. That means you need to manually click on transform, then only data is going to transform. But in case of integration, no one is there to click. So are you going to sit some person which will be like monitoring it every minute? Because from integration, data can come at any point, like 24/7, right? That's why we are doing integration. So no one will be monitoring, okay, there is a data in import set, now just click on transform so that it could transform. The system should automatically do it. So it is kind of, you need to create a synchronous type of import set table. So that's why in case of integration, you need to always go to this web services, and then from there you need to create, so that you can
instead of import set,
instead of normal import set table. So that from here, when you will create, it would be a kind of synchronous type. And in case of integration, always you need to create synchronous type, so that data could automatically transform.
Got it.
Okay.